Namaskar. Viewers, I, Dr. Renu Tomar, welcome you on the second and final part of series of lecture on influence of Panchayati Raj on education. Viewers, as you remember that in our part 1 lecture on influence of Panchayati Raj on education, we have discussed how Panchayati Raj has come into being, how it is important as far as administration in India is concerned, what kind of role it is playing in democratic India. So friends, thereon let us continue on part 2, which is about what kind of role Panchayati Raj is playing in influencing education, elementary education in India. So friends, here we are talking about rural India because we are talking about Panchayati Raj. As you remember that elementary education was one of the 29th delegated responsibilities upon which PRI was to act upon. What kind of responsibilities PRI, that is Panchayati Raj institutions, have been given as far as elementary education or adult education or vocational education in rural India is concerned? First is procuring infrastructure for schools, like developing separate toilets for boys and girls, having hand pumps for drinking water, developing boundary wall, classroom, kitchen for midday meal, and having bench or desks in the class. So friends, from there on, what we conclude is that Panchayati Raj has a very important role to play as far as school infrastructure is concerned. What else is Panchayati Raj doing as far as school is concerned in villages? Panchayati Raj is also influencing from the point of view of the body, the constituent body which is managing the school. It is called by different name in different states. Village Education Committee at times it is called school management. So that VEC is having a very important role. It is influencing not just the infrastructure content of the school, but also it is having participation in management and policy decision of other aspects of school. Other aspects mean that academic activities which are to be taken up in the school, co-curricular activities which are to be taken into the school, and also having resources in the school from the community. So how can they bring the resources from the community to the school? This is also responsibility of VEC. VEC is nothing but an aspect of Panchayati Raj institution only, which is there as to function for benefit of school education in rural India. Friends, before going on to detail to the aspects of VEC, its delimitation, its problem areas, as well as we will also like to talk about how VEC can be improved, how influence of VEC can be improved in school. Before going to that, let us talk about certain research studies which have gone into studying participation of Panchayati Raj institution in village education. To quote few researchers, let us quote first from the 2001 and 2002 Promesh and Ghosh. They had tried to study how Panchayati Raj PRI are influencing school education, and from there on they concluded that the main problem in the PRI system is that the different layers of those local bodies are not able to coordinate well with each other. There is hierarchical system, as we know, there, as we talked in our last lecture also, that there are rural gram panchayat, there is also samiti, and there is also zila parishad. So because of this hierarchical system, as far as Promesh and Ghosh is concerned, they have concluded in their research studies that there is lack of coordination between those layers, and this is resulting in the problems. Then there is a study from Ghatak and Ghatak in 2002. He had pointed out, particularly this study was conducted in West Bengal. He pointed out that West Bengal lagged behind other states in terms of devolution of power, finance and functions to panchayat. This research study, friend, is also similar to that of Promesh and Ghosh, from the point of view that Promesh and Ghosh pointed out lack of coordination between the bodies, between the layer of bodies, and Ghatak has pointed out that the finance and the authority is not reaching down to the grassroots level of the administration, that is panchayat, the gram panchayat. Then there is a study conducted by Biswal in 2006. He found that panchayat's participation in school through school education committee in provision of infrastructure development, drinking water availability has increased the percentage of attending students. So from this study we come down to the conclusion that if in VEC there is active role of the members as far as procuring infrastructure facilities, then the school attendance will improve. That means the enrollment number in school will increase in those cases. Then there is a study by Rao and Prabhakar. It was conducted in 2011. They reported that the framework to facilitate better and micro planning at the school level needs to be improved. They said school-based management practices are very weak, and this was concluded particularly in the public sector, where the facilitation of parents and community in planning was totally absent in comparison to the private management. So from this study what we can conclude is that in the public school, that is the government run school, Panchayati Raj run school, the participation of parents is lacking, and as participation of parents is lacking, the VEC is not playing an effective role as it should be playing in running of the school. Then there is a study by Ritu in 2012. Ritu concluded that maximum village education development committees were involved in carrying out the activities relating to construction and maintenance. So from this study what we can conclude is that the participation of VEC in academic was absent or very less, but in infrastructure development was high. So from here on what we can conclude is that VEC are more interested in building up the infrastructure rather than improving the academic standards in the school in rural area. From Ritu, let us move on to another study which was conducted in 2013 by Shakti. In the study conducted by Shakti, it was found that the role and responsibilities of PRI members regarding assessment of children with special needs has to be done in a better mode, and it also needs to be emphasized that the assessment team, whoever is doing, is adequately trained. So from here on what we can conclude is that the PRI members need to be trained as far as assessment of the students of special need is concerned. It also brings us to the conclusion, to the fact that PRI members need to become more vigilant and more aware of the special needs students. that was an area which was missing out as far as the attention of PRI member is concerned. Then there is a study by Prasad and Gautam in 2013 which stated that Panchayati Raj institutions are the main source for development of primary education through its Shiksha committees, Shiksha Mitras and various committees. From this study, what we can conclude is that the VEC should be playing a very effective role as far as having Shiksha Mitras in school is concerned. VEC can also play an effective role by having Shiksha committees, and it is not just VEC but also other PRI institutions from Zilla Parishad to the Gram Panchayat. They should be developing primary education on those lines. Then there is a study by Vurshe and Sherge in 2013 which found that most members of school development committee are in deficiency in financial management skill, and this has affected the daily operations of the school. So from this study we come down to another aspect, the weak aspect of our PRIs, that is they are lacking in training in finance management. So from here on, from these studies which we have covered, we can conclude that there are certain core areas in which PRI members need to be trained so that the efficiency of PRI improves and VEC become more effective in functioning of school. Then there is a study from Atri in 2014 which found that Gram Panchayat members play a role in staff recruitment, mainly Anganwadi, and this has improved the record maintenance as well as infrastructure availability. So this was one of a positive aspect which was concluded by Atri in 2014, in which he concluded that role of Gram Panchayat in recruitment of Anganwadi Sevika was influencing the was influencing the infrastructure of the school and thereby improving the school infrastructure. And there was a study by Verma and Singh in 2014 which found that VEC are not working properly. Another study which we need to touch upon is again of the 2015 of Kumar, which stated that PRI have been entrusted with various roles regarding formal and non-formal education, but no concrete step has been taken to empower PRIs to exercise their power and function. So this brings us to another conclusion, that PRI have been entrusted different roles. Who has entrusted? The government. How and why? Due to RTE Act and due to the fact that it is a grassroots level administration. Due to these two aspects, PRI has been entrusted with various roles. But the Kumar in 2015 has concluded that to empower as to exercise those roles needs to be done. The empowerment needs to be done. Then there was a study of 2015 of Bhattacharya and Moholik which emphasized that SMC members are not fully aware about the roles and responsibilities as per the RTE Act 2009, and majority of school management committee members do not have correct role perception and role performance in implementing the RTE Act 2009. This is similar to the study which was conducted by Kumar in 2015. That also brought us to the fact that the PRI members are not able to play the role, are not able to deliver the roles which they have been asked to play as far as their responsibility is concerned. Then there is another study by Molik which is in contradiction to the above two studies which we have referred to. In this, he has referred that headmasters are aware of RTE Act to the extent that 95.8% of HMs are aware. Similarly, 93.75% of SMC members are aware about RTE Act. In fact, they are also aware of what kind of step government has taken about for developing training and assessment modules for admitting school children, as well as providing facilities like ramp, aids, appliances, wheelchairs, special teachers and home service to these children. No out of school children has taken admission in the school as per the activity. So this study is in the contradiction of the above two studies which we have referred to. From here, friends, what we conclude is that there are certain reasons for non-involvement of PRI members in school functioning. Let us touch upon what are the basic reasons so that we can also refer to the ways to improve PRI effectiveness in working of school education. First of all, the reason for non-involvement of PRI members, as we can conclude from the various research studies, is that the PRI members are illiterate and poor, which is resulting in their not having the knowledge and understanding of their power as well as the authority and the roles and responsibility. So this is something which we need to improve as far as PRI members are concerned. They are to be made literate. How do we make them literate? By emphasizing on adult education. From here on, friends, what we can conclude is that primary education cannot be touched upon singly. We will have to, if we want to cover the primary education, then we also need to understand that it is correlated to other education, particularly the adult education and vocational education. So those aspects, if they are not emphasized by the government, then the school education cannot be improved to the extent the government wants it to be. Second reason from the research studies which we have done, we can conclude is that community members such as parents and guardian needs to be sensitized about our school concept. Our school concept means for them it is a government school, for them it is a public school, for them it is a school belonging to panchayat. So the feeling of community participation, the feeling of the fact that the school belongs to community, because the school belongs to community, this is the basic reason. That is why the government has come down with the policy of having VEC or school management committee. School management committee and VEC is nothing but based upon the policy of participation of community in running of the school. So this feeling has to be internalized. This concept of our school has to be internalized as far as members of the village is concerned, members of the community is concerned, who will play an important role as far as internalizing this feeling is concerned. First, the school management. Second, who are the most important stakeholder in running those schools? The teachers and the headmasters. So the role of teachers, headmaster, school management committee, local panchayat, the educated people in the community, the resourceful people in the community here becomes very valid. The third reason which we can conclude from the research studies is that headmaster and teachers' attitude towards PRI members and the ward needs to improve. For the betterment of education, it is very important that all the stakeholders are on the same page. How can we bring all the stakeholders on the same page? By developing we feeling among all of them, developing the concept of our school in them. Only then we can have the school education functioning as it is expected to be, as it was expected to be when RTE 2009 was introduced, when 73rd and 74th amendment was done, when grassroots administration was empowered. So we have to understand that both PRI and school headmasters are required to work together to realize the objectives of RTE Act 2009. Another reason which we conclude from the research studies is that headmaster and teachers need to involve PRI members in each and every activities. How can they be involved? The students can be in the assembly introduced to a simple farmer who is employing some technology in improving one's crop, improving quality of crop. So thereon the students would be understanding not just the concept of agriculture, but the people who have been asked to come and share, they will also feel that they are important in the community, they are important in the school. Similarly, the people who are working at a lower level, may it be the labor, they can be asked to come and narrate their story to the students as a whole. So thereby the students will understand the value of labor, as well as the parents who are contributing in the school, not just by being a parent of the ward who is studying in the school, but also being a resource person in making students understand social dimensions and the socio-economic aspects of the society. So from here, what we conclude is that what is required for improvement of school is that PRI members become effective and efficient. Secondly, they become more involved. Thirdly, all the stakeholders are on the same page. All the stakeholders means the VEC member, the Panchayati Raj members, the community, the headmaster, the teachers, all are on the same page. So these are the ways how we can improve participation of PRI. So friends, from here on we conclude this lecture on influence of Panchayati Raj on elementary education in India. We shall meet again as to discuss other aspects of education, as to discuss other concept of education. So for this particular lecture and for this today, I shall say bye. Thank you.